Have you ever wondered why some people seem to age gracefully while others start slowing down, facing health issues, or even passing away earlier than expected? You might know someone who was full of life one year and suddenly they were gone. And no one really saw it coming. It wasn't because of some major accident or a big disease, they just started fading. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. The truth is, there are a few hidden reasons why so many seniors die earlier than they should. These aren't the things your doctor always brings up. They're the slow, silent habits and changes that creep in after 60 and start to chip away at your health without making a big scene. But here's the good news. Once you spot them, you can fix them. And you don't need fancy pills, surgeries, or drastic changes. Just a few small shifts can make a world of difference. So today we're going to talk about those hidden reasons, 4 of them to be exact, and what you can do right now to stop them in their tracks. Because no matter your age, you deserve to live with energy, dignity, and joy. And you deserve more years, good ones. Let's start with something that affects almost every senior I've ever spoken to, yet many people brush it off like it's nothing: chronic undereating. Now, I know that sounds strange. You might be thinking, wait, how could eating less be dangerous? Isn't eating light better as you get older? And yes, eating healthier and not overeating is good. But as we age, something sneaky happens. Our appetite shrinks. Not just a little either. Hormones shift, taste buds dull. You're not moving as much, so you don't feel as hungry. Before you know it, you're skipping meals, eating tiny portions, or just snacking instead of sitting down to eat. And here's the danger: your body still needs the nutrients. In fact, it needs more of some things, like protein to protect your muscles and B vitamins for your brain. When you start losing muscle mass, which happens faster after 60, your body becomes weaker. Your balance suffers. Your immune system gets sluggish. You get tired easily. And eventually you become more vulnerable to falls, infections, and chronic illness. The worst part, many seniors don't even realize it's happening. They just assume it's part of aging, feeling weaker, moving slower, losing weight. But in many cases, it's actually silent malnutrition. So what can you do? Start by paying attention to what you're eating. Make sure you're getting a good source of protein at every meal: eggs, beans, chicken, even Greek yogurt. Add a handful of nuts or a boiled egg as a snack instead of just crackers or toast. If you don't feel like cooking, have simple, ready-to-eat meals on hand that don't take effort, like tuna pouches, protein shakes, or rotisserie chicken. You don't need to eat huge meals, but you do need to eat enough. Enough fuel, enough strength, enough life. Now let's talk about something that often disguises itself as just getting older, but it's far more dangerous than most people realize: social isolation. This one breaks my heart because I've seen it play out too many times. Someone retires, their kids grow up and move away, maybe they lose a spouse or close friend, and suddenly the phone stops ringing. Days blend together, and little by little that spark disappears. You may still be physically healthy, but if you're spending most days alone, it does something to the mind and body. Isolation increases the risk of heart disease, depression, dementia, and yes, early death. Research shows it can be as harmful as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. Let that sink in. It doesn't mean you have to be the life of the party or join a dozen social clubs, but connection is a lifeline. Talking to someone regularly, sharing laughter, feeling heard, it keeps your brain sharp and your heart strong. It gives you a reason to get up in the morning. So what's the fix? Start small. If you've lost touch with old friends, pick one and send a message. Even just thinking of you, look for a local community center or church group. You don't even have to go out. There are virtual groups online now for just about everything. Call your neighbor, volunteer once a week, or strike up a conversation at the store. And if you feel awkward or unsure, remind yourself of this. You're not alone. So many others are feeling the same way, just waiting for someone to break the silence. Your life isn't meant to be lived in the background. You still matter. You still have things to share, stories to tell, laughs to give. Don't let loneliness be the silent thief of your time. Let's take a breath here, because I want you to take that in. These things we're talking about, they don't make headlines, they don't always show up in blood tests, but they have a massive impact on how long and how well you live. You deserve to thrive, not just survive, and the power to do that is still in your hands. Let's keep going, because this next one is something almost no one talks about until it's too late, and it quietly affects millions of people every year: undiagnosed sleep issues. Now, I'm not just talking about not getting enough sleep, I mean something deeper. When your body thinks you're sleeping, but your brain and organs aren't getting the rest they need. You wake up after 8 hours, but still feel exhausted. You feel foggy, irritable, or dizzy during the day. Maybe you've even caught yourself dozing off watching TV or nodding off while reading, even though you slept the night before. That's a red flag. One of the biggest culprits behind this is sleep apnea, and most people who have it don't even know it, especially after 60. Sleep apnea is when your breathing repeatedly stops and starts during sleep, sometimes dozens or even hundreds of times per night. It puts huge stress on your heart and brain, raises blood pressure, and increases the risk of stroke, heart disease, and sudden cardiac arrest. It can even contribute to memory loss and early dementia. The scary part? People often think it's harmless snoring, but it's not just about the noise, it's about the oxygen. When your brain doesn't get enough oxygen at night, your entire body suffers. Over time, it wears you down, it shortens your life. So what can you do? Start by paying attention. If you wake up with a dry mouth, a sore throat, or a pounding headache, that's a clue. If your partner says you stop breathing at night or snore loudly, take it seriously. Even if you sleep alone, notice how you feel during the day. Do you have to nap often? Do you feel moody or groggy after a full night's rest? Here's the fix. Talk to your doctor. Ask about getting a sleep study. You can even do one from home these days. If it turns out you do have sleep apnea, there are options like CPAP machines that can completely change your life. You'll wake up refreshed. Your heart will thank you. Your brain will thank you. Sleep isn't just rest, it's repair. And without it, your body simply breaks down faster. Now let's shift gears to something that might surprise you, but it's one of the biggest silent killers in seniors' chronic stress and suppressed emotions. You might not think of stress as life-threatening. After all, it's just part of life, right? A little worry here, a bit of sadness there. But here's the truth. Long-term emotional stress, especially the kind we bottle up and push down, wreaks havoc on the body. When you're constantly under stress, whether from financial worries, strained relationships, grief, or even guilt, it puts your body in a constant state of alert. Your heart rate increases, your blood pressure rises, inflammation goes up. Your immune system gets weaker. Over time, this stress becomes toxic. And the problem is, many seniors don't feel like they have an outlet. You've lived through so much, seen people come and go, maybe lost a partner, dealt with disappointment or trauma, and instead of talking about it, you keep it inside because you were taught to be strong, to not burden others, to keep going. But strength doesn't mean silence. Suppressing those feelings doesn't protect you, it hurts you. It makes your body work harder, and when that goes on for years, it takes its toll. So what's the fix? Start by giving yourself permission to feel, to process. You don't need to have all the answers or fix everything overnight. Sometimes just talking to someone, whether it's a therapist, a friend, or a support group, can lighten the load. Even writing down your thoughts in a journal helps. Letting your emotions move through you keeps them from building up like pressure in a sealed pot. It's also important to find small ways to relax and unwind every single day, not once a month, daily. That might be a morning walk, a cup of tea on the porch, listening to calming music, or even praying or meditating. Whatever helps you breathe deeply and let go. And if you've been carrying something heavy for years, something painful, something that's weighed on your heart, know this: it's not too late to let it go. You deserve peace, not punishment. You deserve to feel light again. Taking care of your emotional health isn't a luxury, it's not selfish, it's essential. Because when your heart is heavy, your health suffers, but when your heart feels free, your body can heal. These hidden causes we're talking about, they don't come with loud warnings, they don't knock down your door, they show up in small ways. The lost appetite, the lonely days, the restless nights, the quiet pain you carry. And before you know it, they've taken years off your life. But here's the thing, you're here right now, listening. That means you're not done yet. That means you want to live fully, to live longer, to make the most of this season. And you absolutely can. Let's take a moment to pause and breathe. If you've made it this far, you're already ahead of the game, because recognizing what's working against your health is the first step toward reclaiming it. And that brings us to the final, often overlooked reason many seniors pass away earlier than they should: a lack of purposeful movement. Now, I'm not talking about hitting the gym or doing intense workouts. I'm not even talking about walking miles every day. This is something far more subtle, but just as important. As we age, we start moving less. Sometimes it's because of physical pain, sometimes it's out of habit. And sometimes it's just because there's no real reason to go anywhere anymore. Maybe your routine has shrunk down to just going from the bedroom to the kitchen, then back to the recliner. It feels normal after a while, harmless. But here's what that kind of stillness does to your body. It slowly takes away your strength, your balance, your flexibility. Your muscles start shrinking, your joints stiffen, your circulation weakens. And inside, your heart and lungs stop working at full capacity because they're not being challenged. This quiet decline doesn't hurt at first. It doesn't scream for your attention, it just creeps in. Until one day, standing up becomes hard. Walking across the room feels exhausting. A simple fall turns into a hospital visit, and recovery doesn't come like it used to. That's not just aging, it's deconditioning. And it's reversible. The key isn't to move like you're 30. The key is to move with purpose every single day. That could mean stretching in the morning, doing a few laps around your home, dancing to your favorite music in the living room, or even lifting light weights with soup cans. It could mean getting up during every commercial break and walking around. It doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to be consistent. Movement is like medicine. It improves digestion, boosts mood, strengthens bones, and even sharpens memory. And here's something beautiful. Your body responds to movement no matter how old you are. It's never too late to get stronger, never too late to feel better in your own skin. And here's a powerful trick. Tie movement to something you love. If you enjoy gardening, use it as your daily activity. If you have a dog, take an extra 5 minutes on your walks. If you like music, put on a song each morning and just sway, stretch, or tap your feet. Make it enjoyable. That's what keeps it going. You don't need to run marathons, but you do need to keep moving, even if it's slow, even if it's simple. Your life depends on it more than you know. So let's take a step back now and look at the picture we've painted. 4 hidden reasons, silent but powerful, why seniors often face an earlier decline. Not eating enough, becoming isolated, suffering through poor sleep, and living without movement. They don't make headlines, they don't cause pain right away. But left unchecked, they quietly take away what matters most, your energy, your independence, your time. But that's not where this ends, because now you know. And with that awareness, you've got power. Power to make small, meaningful changes. Power to reclaim strength. Power to live longer, not just in years, but in moments that matter. Maybe today that change is adding a little more protein to your lunch. Maybe it's calling someone you've been missing. Maybe it's taking that short walk after dinner or asking your doctor about your sleep. It doesn't have to be everything, just one thing. One better choice today, one better tomorrow. And here's what I want you to remember most of all. You are not done yet. Your story is still being written. You are still capable of growing, healing, connecting, laughing, dancing, thriving. Don't let anyone, not even your own thoughts, convince you otherwise. This life of yours, it still holds value. You still have wisdom to share. You still have joy to feel. And you still deserve to wake up each day with the confidence that you're taking care of yourself one step at a time. If something we talked about today struck a chord with you, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Maybe you've dealt with one of these issues before, or maybe you're just now realizing it. Either way, drop a comment below and let's talk. Your story could help someone else too. If you found this video helpful, be sure to give it a thumbs up so more people can find it. And if you're not already subscribed, make sure you hit that subscribe button. This channel is here for you, with real, simple and supportive advice to help you live well every day. Here's to you, your strength, your health, your years ahead. Don't just grow older, grow better. You've got this.